Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome to the channel once again. I apologize, I have not uploaded in a few days, but I have a pretty crazy story to bring to you guys today. And to be honest with you, it's pretty illegal and it has to do with YouTube's community guidelines. And I want to draw the attention to this movement because anyone that is involved could be in some huge trouble. Now, before we even jump into the video, guys, don't forget to drop a like. It helps me out tremendously and it helps the channel out even more. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and that bell next to the subscribe button next to my name. But I want to lay down some foundation, some background information for this whole concept because it can be pretty hard to follow. Now, as you may know, YouTube has a lot of rules for content creators, the people that actually upload videos to YouTube, including myself. And there's a lot of rules that revolve around footage. I can't just upload NHL footage to the channel and expect to earn money off of that. No, without proper licensing and without any type of consent, I basically will get copyright striked or claimed from that video by the NHL. So if I upload some New Jersey Devils content, essentially the NHL can just claim that content and take any of the money that I would theoretically earn from that video and keep it for themselves. And it doesn't really have to do with money. There's a lot of organizations out there that claim videos simply because they don't want their content being stolen, and I totally agree with that. Now, on the other hand, there's also music and audio files, which is going to be what I'm going to be focusing on for the rest of this story today. Basically, I can't steal 50 Cent's music and put it in my video. 50 Cent's estate will say, hey, that's not right, dude. Claim my video and keep all of the money without any type of proper licensing that I would have or any type of consent that I would ask 50 Cent for. I basically wouldn't be able to get a hold of 50 Cent regardless, right? But if I used his music, they would claim it, and not for the purpose of money once again, but for the purpose of, that's not right. You shouldn't be using his music without any type of, like I said before, licensing or any type of permission. Now, with that being said, there's ways, that people work around this. For footage wise, people make reaction videos and that falls under fair use. Some people will add two music audio files together and then YouTube with their engine can't really detect one music audio file over the other. Like if I used Eminem and 50 Cent and just used two individual songs from each other and then overlap them in a video for background music, essentially the only way that I would get that video claimed is if 50 Cent claimed it or Eminem claimed it. Now, like I said before, YouTube, there is this gray area with fair use and they're constantly updating all of the terms of service. But what we're going to be talking about today is essentially people claiming music indirectly for some type of movement called the Copyright Claim Challenge, and all of the money is going towards some type of organization. Now, it's not what you may think. A lot of companies and organizations, they try to claim music or claim videos from content creators without having any rights to claim it whatsoever. And I have another YouTube channel with about 60,000 subscribers, and I've had case scenarios where some random organization in Thailand just decides to claim like 5 or 6 of my videos that have a ton of views, and theoretically they would get a lot of money from claiming those videos. And then I have to go through a refute process and say, hey, they don't have the rights to claim these videos, and this whole process can take 30 days, and then I don't get the money that I would technically deserve for another month, right? So it can get pretty complex. But today we're going to be talking about, like I said before, the Copyright Claim Challenge, and I'll try to leave some links to some videos that have to do with this challenge in the description below if you're curious. But basically, there's people out there that are using this Copyright Claim Challenge to earn money for organizations and I guess nonprofits. So for example, let's say Joe Schmo uploads a video to YouTube and hashtags it Copyright Claim Challenge. He will then add 4 audio files, right, in his description and say, hey, YouTube content creators specifically, use these music audio files on your videos, especially if you're popular and earn a good amount of money on YouTube. Use these audio files for your videos that you would want to be claimed by me. So basically, Joe Schmo says, hey Sam, use my audio file, get 10,000 views, and then I'm going to claim your video and get $10 to $20 from that video that you would theoretically make, and I'm going to keep it for myself. And then what they're doing is taking the money that they earned and essentially using it for nonprofits. Like one of the main organizations that's involved with this whole, I would say, scheme, it's a very illegal scheme, and we're going to get to that later, is called Inner City Arts. So I don't know if this is nonprofit, but basically, Inner City Arts is getting a lot of the money from the purpose of YouTube's community guidelines for fair use. But they're actually claiming the music and all that stuff in a proper way, if that makes sense. And I don't know if, YouTube can actually legally go at these people that are involved. But what I will say is this: if you're basically using, some type of music or audio file specifically for this challenge, I would delete the video right now. And I'm going to tell you why. Basically, if you're using music, right? If you're using music from somebody else and you're involved in this challenge, like let's say, Sam uses the music audio file, he makes $10 or $20, but, he's purposely doing this so Inner City Arts can earn some money. YouTube could theoretically look into this. They could look at the hashtag copyright claim challenge. They can also track everybody that is using, or abusing this whole rule, this whole factor through the audio files of the music, right? Like they have bots, they have automation to detect if, a 50-cent music is, or a 50-cent song is a 50-cent song. So they could, technically go into the audio files that have to do with the copyright claim challenge, whether it's an instrumental, whether it's some kind of guitar solo, right? They could go into this and basically terminate anybody that uses this type of music, because let's be honest, guys, it does go against YouTube's terms of service. They are abusing the system in a certain regard. And even though it's clever, and even though it's, it's pretty crazy how people can be this smart and use, this whole thing for nonprofits. Like, I'm all for nonprofits. I've donated to nonprofits before, but you shouldn't be abusing the monetization scheme that YouTube has implemented on their platform for, basically your own type of, I can't even say benefit, because it's not a benefit if you're donating the money. But even so, there's going to be people out there that are going to abuse the quote unquote copyright claim challenge, make a quick instrumental, upload it to YouTube and say, hey, use this. And then they could claim your content that you're purposely, putting the music in for the movement. And then, Joe Schmo could keep all the money to himself and not donate it to anybody else. And this is where it gets foggy. This is where it gets gray, essentially. And on top of having the risk of being terminated, you could be basically, using these audio files just so people can earn some more money off of you and not go towards a movement, not go towards some type of nonprofit or any type of organization that would, use the money for good. And there's a bunch of other ways to even go about this whole issue, guys. You could donate the money directly towards Inner City Arts instead of trying to abuse the YouTube system and have the risk of getting your channel deleted. You could just simply donate like $10 or $20, right? And it's not a really good way to abuse the system, especially if you have like 50, 60, 70,000 subscribers, or even more than that. You shouldn't run the risk of doing this, because YouTube, like I said before, can easily crack down, look at the people that are involved in this web, and I would assume it's a good amount, especially since some of these videos have 30,000 views, and YouTube could basically terminate your channel and erase everything that you've worked so hard for. And like I said, I'm all for nonprofits. I'm actually pretty impressed that this person, or these few people, came up with a pretty clever plan to kind of abuse the system. But when you abuse the system, you usually get punished. And I could even see YouTube going at them legally for trying to, I guess, I don't even know what the word to use other than, try to beat the system. But yeah, this could get pretty sticky, pretty complex. But essentially, Joe Schmo is saying, hey, use for audio files, use this music. We're going to purposely copyright claim your video, and you have the intention of using these audio files because we're going to copyright you. And then we're going to use your money and send it to some organizations such as Inner City Arts. Now, that's pretty crazy, pretty clever, but like I said, there's going to be other people out there, other crazy, sick people that are going to say, hey, we're part of the copyright claim challenge too, and, you know, use this audio file, and then we're going to keep the $30 that you would make off of your YouTube video and just, you know, pocket it for ourselves. And this is where I think YouTube's going to crack down and say, hey, no copyright claim challenge whatsoever. This is not happening, and we're going to go after some of the people that are involved. So, guys, I just wanted to keep you aware of this whole situation. Definitely, you know, be mindful. If you see this challenge, just simply report it on the platform. I think it's pretty crazy, like I said before, that people are trying to, you know, beat the system, con the system. YouTube's smarter than that, though. They have bots. They're going to crack down on this issue. Don't do the copyright claim challenge if you are a content creator yourself. It's not smart. YouTube will crack down and probably terminate your channel. And God forbid you have a large channel. It's just not the best way to go about donating to organizations. I'm Cryptix, trying to copyright claim your video, and I'm signing off.